Thank you for tuning in to another episode here at the Masculine Health Solutions Podcast. Today, I am pleased and I am honored to bring you Kimron Gilbert. Sat down with Kimron and we talked about basically helping people really get their lives in check. But most importantly, we talked about what he does, which is helping people find their purpose. And his approach is beautiful because he breaks it down in a way. He's got a beautiful system that he lays out and he talks about in the episode. And he makes sure that, you follow the system. At the same time, he tailor makes it so that it's something specific to you. And again, like you guys all know, I'm big on, having things that are tailor-made because, we're all different and we vary in a lot of different ways. Kimron is a purpose coach, which means that he helps people really dig down deep into like, hey, what is it that I really want to do? What is it that I really want to pursue? But most importantly, he helps people say, hey, what am I willing to do to get it? Right? So without any further ado, let's jump into this one. He jumps right into his story. So in case you're wondering why we just kind of got the ball rolling quick, it's because he was already halfway through. But it is a wonderful episode. And again, I thank you for tuning in. All right, let's jump on in. Penis enhancement may seem like a difficult endeavor. However, Me Coach makes it simple. We all know the best way to reach your goals as fast as possible is with a coach. Me Coach offers you just that by giving you an individualized, tailor-made plan specific to your needs. Me Coach has helped thousands of clients improve erectile quality, increase penis length, penis girth, and has helped men improve their sexual stamina to last a whole lot longer. Me Coach is about actually helping you every step of the way in your penis enlargement journey. Unlike many of the crazy gimmicks you may see online, what sets Me Coach apart is the approach. First off, you will get your program created for you by AJ Big Al Alfaro and his team of trusted professionals who have been helping men in the PE realm for decades. They put their expertise into making your program. By using Me Coach, you will have AJ every step of the way to make sure you're exercising safely and effectively to reach your goals. Me Coach focuses on seeing you get to where you want to go in the safest, most efficient way possible. Me Coach also helps men suffering from abnormal curvatures in their penises by using specialized techniques to straighten things out. If you are ready to take your penis enhancement to the next level, you can totally try it out now, risk-free. Now, if you get started, it will start off with a new client interview, customized routine to achieve your goals, Me Coach progress log, access to over 30 exercises, 10 routines, safety guides, one-on-one personal penis training, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So be sure to check out Me Coach by clicking the link in the description below.
This is I wanted the purpose and why. Okay, good. Why I got this particular way and why I'm like this is because when I was 11 years old, my parents said to me that I had too many issues as a young kid. I had too much bad influences from people, and there was a lot of instances where I was in the wrong crowd, right? Yeah. So as I got younger, as a young black male in the Caribbean, you have no options. And in the UK, the system was not getting people like me. Everyone I met just didn't feel comfortable and so forth. So I struggled with identity. I struggled with understanding what I wanted. I struggled with fitting in because in the Caribbean, we're all about trying to succeed. In the UK, it's about being naughty, right? So yeah. I come from a place with discipline, with cultures, good background, to now a country which is disjointed, people feel disenfranchised and no opportunity, right? So I struggled. So my parents were like, that's it. You're like in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But like, you go back into Auntie, Uncle in there. My mom was like, you're going back to Grenada with your grandmother. Yeah? So they sent me back to Grenada. From 11 to like 14, and I'll be honest with you, Kimron, going back to the Caribbean changed my life so much because I had no purpose. I understood what the purpose was. I didn't understand my own identity as a man, one, as a black man, two, And three, as someone who can be part of community and add something rather than being told that I have no value. Do you see what I mean? And I always knew that I had value. I just didn't know how to put it together. There was this one headmaster, and he was the headmaster of like the most prestigious boys' school in Grenada. It's called GBSS, or Grenada Boys School. And his name was Mr. Ashby, right? He's this old man, kind of short. He always, do you know Simon Cowell?
Yeah.
Do you know Simon Cowell? Right. He wears his trousers up to his belly button. Right, similar. High-waisted trousers, right? No glasses. And you'll come home and be like, Gilbert, I seen you be a naughty boy again, right? So he was on my case, because I was all over the place. I was swearing at my teachers. I had no discipline. I was a typical British youth. And in the Caribbean, that's not how it goes down. So they beat the crap out of me. I mean, capital punishment till my butt turned freaking red. I changed my life. Because before, I was all about crime, pleasing people, being a part of a group, not having any identity, not having someone of distinction who can guide me as a young black man, who can guide me as a man, but also show me that I have options, you know? So I came back in 16, and then obviously everything changed. Everything changed for me. I started to go back up in life, but then something happened. And your listeners will probably know this. My listeners already know this as well. But I got caught up in the criminal life again. It was just difficult to come from the Caribbean, going into back in the UK, 16-year-old kid. I don't know if you're watching the news in the UK, but knife crime is rife. Knife crime is like the thing. Gang talk is a thing. When you're a young black man, you have two choices. You either join a gang or you're the weirdo. Yeah? We call it, you either the shark or your food.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it is. So unfortunately, I got caught up in it again, man. I got caught up in the crime culture. And I had an incident where I was racially attacked in a club by 5 white guys. They tried to kill me in that club because I was talking to a white girl. So I defended myself, right? Defended myself. One of the other guys got injured more than me. I got arrested. I'm a young black man. I was 16 at the time. These guys are 25 years old. I got arrested and I got sentenced for 2 years in prison for GBH. Even though I was defending myself. And that was my first lesson, that this world is not designed for me. That I've got to do something about my own destiny. That was my wake-up call, right? So when I was in prison, I served 10 months. Now, one of the friends who I used to run the streets with, and one of the friends I used to sell drugs with, and one of the friends that I would defend, and one of the friends that I would do things for, not one of them wrote me a letter or even tried to come visit me. You know? I knew, do you know what? I'm going on the wrong path, and it's only me who can rescue me. It's only me I need to do in life. I need to change. So, curious about my purpose, how I found it. I met this lady inside who taught me about business. Right? She was a teacher. She spent 9 months teaching me about business studies, what business is, taxes, and then she got me interested in stuff like that. So I came out of prison, and I spent the next 4 years changing my life. I dropped the gangs. I met a girlfriend, I cleaned myself up, and I moved places, and then I became, funny enough, an accountant. Can you believe that?
From convict to bean counter.
I became an accountant, man. I became an accountant, and all the friends that I knew, they're looking at me like, look at you, you think you're better than us now, right? You know, then I bought a new Audi A3. So out of all my group, I'm driving this brand spanking new car. They're like, oh, you're still selling drugs. I'm like, no, man, I'm working. But you know, you should be in the streets, man. We can make more money. But you're still on the bus, bro. You're still on the bus, bro. Right? So anyway, just quickly on top of that, just a background of where my history came from and when my change started. But my real change occurred when I was an accountant working for these companies. And I was thinking to myself, looking at these figures, I'm seeing millions and millions and millions. And I'm earning thousands. Right? After tax, I'm spending, and I worked it out, right? At the 12 months of the year that I worked, I'm literally working for free for 2 months, right? While paying money to go to work. So I'm paying taxes, which takes away 2 months of my salary. I'm paying to get there, paying to eat. They don't appreciate me. This shit sucks. So then I thought to myself, I have to find a way to better myself. right? I have to find a way to have freedom. I have to find something that makes me happy. So I
Exactly.
embarked on a business journey that I failed so many times, comrade. Like, you know my story with Russian guys?
Yeah, yeah,
I had this
yeah.
idea. I met a girl. So, okay, quick story about this. Quick story. So, there's this app that I had called My Dating Deals. And I got this story because I met this girl, right? Beautiful girl. I also call her my Beyonce. Beautiful, that girl, man. I took her out for a date, right? But because she was so beautiful, and I was like, I was enamored by her beauty. Like, I didn't understand my true power. I'm like, I've got to impress her. I've got to take her somewhere nice. So I went to Google, search for places. I couldn't figure out a goddamn place to go. So I'm like, there must be something that I can use to put my dating status to give me an idea and give me some ideas, right?
Yeah.
So then I was telling her on a date, I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. I know I took you to a curry house, but this is what I did. And she was entrepreneurial. She goes, build your own app. I was like, that's a great idea. On that date, on our first date, we came up with a name, My Dating Deals, on our first date together. And we
Wow.
spent the next, we spent 6 months building it. I found the developer, all this stuff. I went and I found an investment. I got £250,000 to invest in it, building it. But because I was still young, new, and naive, I got taken advantage of. And as you know the story, I lost it, and I lost out millions. So it was my first failure. Throughout the whole time, I was also battling identity.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm trying to be successful, but I'm working with people who don't look at me as someone who can do more than what I am. So I come
Yeah.
to work in I feel proud of myself when they'll try to put me down, right? You know, friends are trying to put me down. I'm going to work in a suit, and I feel great. Other people look at me like, you ain't shit. Oh, you're just young. You're just a
Yeah.
baby. You don't know what you're doing. So I found my identity a problem. So even though I was trying to find business, my main problem was that I lacked belief in myself because the world told me, and I don't use this excuse anymore, but it was an excuse. I'm young, I'm black, I'm beautiful, and I'm tall. I'm a threat, baby. I'm a
Just tall,
threat.
dark, and handsome.
Bro, tall, dark, and handsome, man, and ambitious and cheeky, right? I was a threat to people because I was so confident in my ability that I was going to make it one day. I've always
Yeah.
believed that I'm going to do something one day. I'll go to work with my head held head high. You know, people try to put me down. I always thought to myself, this is what changed for me and my mentality. Even though the suit I had was a two-tone suit. I could afford it. I bought it from a charity shop because I had no money at the time, right? Before I obviously got bigger. And for me, I always felt that I'm going to be someone that does something that impacts people. I always believed it. You know, people try to put me down, right? And that belief was always there. And then when I got to my early 30s, my whole life changed, and I was able to then really impact things. That's a short and long story. But for me, I found my purpose always through some big trauma in my life. They say, right, there's three biggest teachers of trauma, three biggest teachers in your life, right? There's heartbreaks, there's failures, and there's being broke ass, right? You look at your bank account, pennies. So
Yeah.
I was all three. I was all three. So I'm like, you know what, man, things are gonna change, bro. Things have to change for me. So I realized that there's no point me trying to be successful if I don't change my mindset. If I
Yeah.
don't change the belief that because I'm black, I don't have choices. Because I have a criminal past, I can't be successful. Because I come from a poor background, I can't be ambitious. All these things are pointing to my direction and tell me, yo, man, know your role, yeah? You're a black guy. You guys, there's no one in the world that looks like you that's successful. The world doesn't paint you as successful people. Movies show you as criminals, as robbers, or the first person to die in movies. That's what they show.
Oh,
Right?
it's true.
So I'm like,
Scary movies, man.
right, that's the thing. What was the first to freaking die? Right? Because we have no value. Even the blonde girl, she's like the second, she's like the third to die. But we all died before the blonde girl. What the hell, man? You
Yeah.
know, so I realized I had to change, and I had to change a beat because because of my past background, growing up in the Caribbean, not really having any values, having people, you know, having a criminal past, being a young violent guy, not seeing many opportunities, people who look like me, the path towards where I wanted to go in life was littered with problems.
Yeah.
Because every time the direction I turned, I had to climb a bigger wall, right? I had to get over my ego. I had to get over my black complex. I had to get over the fact that I am confident that when I meet people, two things happen. You either love me because I'm authentic, I'm myself, and I say what I want. I don't care if you validate or not, or you hate me because you wish you was like, I'm being honest, because you wish you had the confidence to just say what the hell you want and don't care what people say.
Exactly.
That's what was happening. So I realized, I did a post on this yesterday. I realized that I can't live my life trying to validate or make people feel good around me. I'm not going to lower my personality, my authenticness just because someone can't take it. That's a them problem, not a me problem.
Yeah.
So I decided to, I think 4 years ago, when I had a really bad breakup, I realized that my purpose was not just in business, because then I was successful now in business, right? I had the businesses, I had the freedom, the money, all that stuff. Then I lost it all again. I lost everything in my breakup, right? Everything. The freaking crash happened, COVID happened. So before COVID happened, I lost everything again, but I was losing everything, and then COVID wiped me out, right? I had literally in my bank account maybe £3,000, right? So that's about, I don't know, $5,000-6,000. That was it. From earning stupid money to lose everything in my investments, right? All my investments were gone, right? Because they got wiped out, right? I mean, wiped out, completely wiped out.
Like your entire portfolio, or?
Well, yeah, I had a portfolio. So I had investments. I didn't go in property, but I had investments in businesses, and also I invested in products. And those products, because of COVID, they couldn't transport them anymore. Some I had recreational things that I did. You couldn't have camping sites anymore. So I lost all my investments, right? So I only had about 3,000 liquid cash. Some of the investments I had, I couldn't take out because of long-term investments. So I couldn't take out for 5 years, right? So I was like, what do I do, man? COVID happened. I was homeless. All I had was a car and a 5-man tent. And in the boot, all I had was my life. And I was in Germany. I couldn't speak the language. No one would give me a house. So I sat in my car for 3 months, right? Just driving around Germany, finding service stations. Yeah, man. I had nowhere to shower. I had no Wi-Fi. And I was trying to build my coaching business then, right? So I just invested in a coaching business. And I was trying to build that business. So no Wi-Fi, no electricity, nothing. It was 3 most difficult months of my life because I had to literally go back to survival mode, right? I used to go to the lakes to have a shower. Dude, it was tough. Then I discovered my purpose. Like I went back to survival mode. I went back to my natural instincts. I learned to trust myself again. You know, imagine sleeping in a car, in a random car park somewhere. You know, it's crazy. So for me, I then learned that I was able, I then spent the next, 3 months, I then spent the next 3 months again planning how I was going to change my life, right? So I'm going to move to this country, then I'm going to do this. I planned everything that I learned over the last 30 odd years of how to survive breakups, heartaches, depression, sadness, all these things that I suffered with. How did I overcome them myself? I plotted it. I plotted it down on a piece of paper. I wrote all the things I did, and then I granulated a bit more, and I made it into 9 steps, right? 9 simple steps I need to take to get me where I want to go, and I implemented that over 6 months. So fast forward, July 2021, I bought a ticket to Bali. Well, I had a house then, so I rebuilt everything up. I got another house, right? I refurnished everything. So going from sleeping in my car to my 5-man tent to get another apartment in Germany, doing the apartment again, dating again. And I was like, you know what? Now it's time to leave. And I bought a ticket to Bali, bought my visa, sold everything or gave it all away and left with 1 suitcase and my laptop bag and my camera. And I said to myself, now is the time to really implement everything that you did. And then I had 48 subscribers on my YouTube channel in September of 2019. By June 2021, I had over 160 something subscribers.
Damn.
So built it up over that time. Then as of now, I've got 197 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers for my YouTube. So I was able to build my coaching business, bring through almost 50 people now, and everything else has been put on for me. And now I realize that everything that I learned, I want to be able to teach other people this. Because I realize the number one problem that we suffer with on this planet is that everyone now is self-centered. Everyone now is a pocket or closet narcissist, right? Social media now is a gateway for us to forget who we are. Because what we now do is we portray what we want people to see that in a way that we then lose ourselves. Because we start to believe the person that we show on social media is who we actually are. But the reality hits and we realize I ain't about that life. And then we're now distracted by watching other people be successful, wishing we were successful, wishing we had the things they had, but none of us really spend the time to improve or find out what affects us. So I was like, I've got to change that. I've got to change that. Because I did it. I was depressed, lonely, broke, homeless. So how did I go from that to now living the life that I'm living? Well, it wasn't focusing on other people. It was focusing on me, focusing on my purpose, becoming the person that I had to become in order to get me the things that I wanted. That's the story.
No, man, that's 100% true. Because you know what? A lot of people talk about that too. It's almost like I got to put on this charade, and it's like I got to put on a mask. And I would literally see people put on a filter every single time they go online. I'm like, bro, I don't even know who you are. And it's a dude, you know, which kind of always shocks me too. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, like this guy's got a filter with like a smooth face. I'm like, that's kind of odd, but it's about the appearances, and that's kind of like the one thing like you were alluding to too, man. Like everybody's putting on a mask, but even in just normal environments too, you're right about the closet narcissist thing, where it's like we live in these massive communities, but everybody is just to themselves, narcissistic. And I don't know how the UK is, but even here in Canada, it's like, people aren't warm here. People are just very like to themselves, very self-centered, focus on my thing, right? And I don't know what it's like in Grenada, but I could imagine people are a little bit warmer, right?
We've had mobile phones in Grenada now, maybe for the last 3, 6, 7 years. Before then, that wasn't the case. We were kind of backwards. But the problem is that because people are not on their purpose, they focus on the wrong things. So this is why I want to change that for many people who want to be fulfilled in life. Because it's fine to be now. We all have narcissism in us. We should. If you don't have an instinct of narcissism, you can't love yourself. That's the whole point of narcissism, right? The base of narcissism, people think, okay, you're just all about achieving whatever you want for the detriment of someone else. Well, that's I call that an aggressive narcissist, right? Where they will do whatever they want for the benefit of themselves but the detriment of someone else. But we all have some narcissism in it because we should love ourselves. You should look in the mirror and say, God damn it, man, I look good, right? And that's the difference why I'm like, look at me, every 5 minutes I'm looking in the mirror, that's different. And the reason we are this way is because how society has been constructed now, right? Society has been constructed for people to not want to progress further than who they believe they are. Because you're right, everyone wears a mask, but again, a mask is necessary because if we all walked around and said and did what we want, we wouldn't have a society, we would have a freaking wild, wild west. So yes, a mask is natural, but the difficulty is people try to portray the mask of the personality or who they have the identity into the world, right? Nothing wrong with that. But I think for the people who don't want to do that, the people who want to find their purpose, like really have or add value to the world, those type of people, they're the type of people that I want to reach out to. They're the type of people that I want to help because they just don't know how to do it. So what they do, they conform. They pretend, and they live unfulfilled and happy because they never ever find out who they are. They live and be who they think they should be. And for me, that's BS in the world. Are full of people who are just fake. I got a few friends like that. They do it's a typical pose. This guy. I call it. It's like over there. Fuck that shit. If you said you watch my stories, you watch my post, I'm raw, I'm authentic. I couldn't give a shit what anyone thinks about me. I don't care how anyone feels about me. I don't care about likes. Likes don't put no money in my bank account. Like doesn't wipe my ass. I don't give a crap about how people validate me. At the end of the day, my philosophy is simple, all right? Is if you benefit, fantastic. If you don't, I'm still living my life on a tropical island with a beautiful Indonesian girl, do whatever I want. My life doesn't affect by other people do what they want. But at the end of the day, if they're unhappy about their lives, then I want to empower them to do something about it. Do something about it. And I think that's the problem we have. People are scared of Ferrari. They're scared. They're scared to stand out. They're scared to go after what they want to go after because they think they're going to fail. And I want that to change.
So is that where you kind of come in? I mean, is that the first thing that you address is, hey, what's the main thing keeping you back? And what are you scared of? Is that usually what you go into when you start coaching them?
So yeah, there's 3 stages to my program, what I do for people. So the first stage I call the reality stage, because here's the problem with some people. They're like, oh, do you know what? I want to be rich. Oh, do you know what? I want to lose weight. You know what? I want to live in this country. And then they're like, okay, so how do I do it? Okay, so what do I need to do? Then they look at everything and they get overwhelmed because they're like, oh shit, I have all these things to do, but I don't know when to do it. And then they get stuck because they're like, you know what? Nah, it's too much to do, so I'll try it. So the first thing you often have to identify what I do in my program is I do 3 stages. First stage is reality. So the first point is what's your mindset? Because if you want to know where you want to go, you need to know where you are so you can identify the gap, right?
Exactly.
If you can't identify the gap, you don't know how far you need to travel. And then you don't think you're too big or too small and you don't have the right steps. So you need to know, where are you right now? Like, what's your current mindset? What's the story you're telling yourself? Okay, what things in your past can affect you? Is your shadow? Is your inner child? Because if you cannot work on yourself and work on who you need to be in order to achieve the things you want, doesn't matter what strategies you get. Doesn't matter. I'll give a quick story about my point. Yeah, in the UK, this guy, he was a bin man, right? So he was a bin man. He used to go collect rubbish. He won £9 million in the lottery. 9 million, right? In 3 years, he was in prison and on the dole. He lost everything because he didn't have the right mindset. So I can give you everything that you want, but if your mind is in the right place, you will lose it. You have to work on mindset. It has to. So first step, who are you? Why do you do what you do? And what the hell is it that makes you do the things you do? Second stage you go on to in the reality stage is say, okay, fine. Now you understand your surroundings. How does the fish know it's in water? Let me ask you a question. How does the fish know it's in water?
It doesn't.
It does when you take it out of water.
Ah, gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In water, it doesn't know it's in water. It only knows in water when you take it out. That's the point. A lot of people are just in water. They're fishing, swimming around, going to what they're doing, and they don't know they're in water. They don't know when they're in a comfort zone. So let's identify. What is your water? What is your comfort zone? So we need to identify what's your comfort zone, why are you having to come out of the comfort zone, and then what is it about the comfort zone that makes you want to be there? So now you know who you are. Now you what's your comfort zone, right? Now we are aware.
Exactly.
Now we're aware of self, aware of surroundings. That's leaps and bounds from just swimming around in the water, have no idea you're a fish, and you have no idea you're in water. Okay? So then what we need to do is, okay, what's the process? Third stage of reality. What's the processes that you use to try to change your life? Why have you failed before? Why do you procrastinate? What's the system of change for you? Now let's change it. So that's the reality. Okay, that's the first stage. Who the hell are you? Why are you in the comfort zone? And how do you try to change things now? Because that's our starting point. Okay?
Yeah.
Now we know where to go. Now we know who you are. Now we know the gap to work on. So what we do now in the second stage is then we calibrate. We change things for you. So the fourth step is to get clear on your goals. So what we do is we set 1, 3, 5, and 10-year goals, right? Then we understand why you want those goals. It's important. People set goals, I want to make £10,000. Why? I just want money. Okay, you try to make the money, they stop because they just want to make the money. It's a wrong goal. I need to make £10,000 because I want to put my kids through university one day. £10,000 or dollars because I want to be able to take my family on holiday. That's a different goal. Same goal, different objective. Right? I want to make £10,000 because I want my kid to have an operation. You're telling me I want to do everything possible to make that £10,000? You see the difference? So we need to understand, why do you want it? Because when you know why you want it, discipline is no longer a problem. You're motivated. I want £10,000. Okay, great. Why? So you don't procrastinate. We need to know why. And then when it comes to goal setting, who is the person you then need to become to achieve those, right?
Yeah.
If you make £10,000 but then you're lazy, we need to address that laziness. If you make £10,000 but you procrastinate, we need to address that procrastination. Because again, I can give you those tools. But if you don't have the right strategy and a plan, you're going to fail. Right?
Exactly.
So go quickly. Step 5. Step 5 now is alignment. You need to be able to align your goals with who you are. Here's an example. I want a client. He goes to me, Kimron, I want to climb, climb the Himalayas or something like Himalayas, one of those places. Yeah, right? I want to be able to go climb the Himalayas, okay? And it's a real goal I want. And then what I want to do is I want to move to Eastern Europe and I want to give bike tours because I love the outdoors. It's like, great, that sounds really, really good. So what hobbies do you have? Well, what's the last time you've been outdoors? He's like, about 5 years ago. I was like, oh, no. So how often do you work out? Once a week? Oh, okay. So do you own a bike? No? Oh, okay. So tell me, how enthusiastic do you think you're going to be about bike tours if you don't even own a freaking bike? If you don't go every single week? If it's something you're not interested in? Why do you want that? That doesn't align to who you are, right? And one guy, he wanted to be a public speaker. He's like, look, I've always wanted to talk on stage. I've always wanted to be in front of people. I goes, great. So look, tell me, what do you think your biggest superpower is? Well, I'm really good at marketing. That's great. Nice. So then tell me then, let's do a quick pitch. Tell me in 3 words what makes you amazing. And he's like, well, I'm not quite sure. I can't, we'll say that again. Well, I'm not quite sure about, and this is my point. If people don't understand that if it's not aligned to your values, whatever goal you set, you will fail because you're not passionate about it. It's not you. It's not you. So what happens is the moment you get any inkling of resistance, you're going to stop. You're going to stop. But if you love bike riding, if you're out, doesn't matter if it's raining, you're out every single Saturday on that bike, for you to start that business in Eastern Europe won't be a problem for you because it is you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? And you've got to align your values, man, or else you're going to fail. That's why people fail, Conrado. So number 6, right? And we calibrate. So now you align yourself with your values. You know your goals. You know who you are. You understand your processes. You have your leaps and levels above yourself. Now when you get planning, you know your goals. You know who you are. You've aligned it to your goals to make sure it makes sense, right? You want to be an architect? Great. Or do you like drawing? No? Well, is it going to work out for you? Right? If it aligns to yourself, let's do it. Okay, so now we need to plan. What steps, what clear, precise steps do you need to make for the next 12 months to get to your 1-year goal? We break it down into 12 months, into 12 months, then we break it down into 52 weeks. We break it down into four weeks in terms of each month, and I break it down weekly to them. So tell me, end of each week, we have a goal. Right? And we have 4 goals. So each week we have a goal, and a month we have one main goal that attributes to that 4 weeks. So everything you do for each week gives you the main goal. And people don't understand how simple that is. It's the implementation that's the problem. Imagine this. If I want to lift weights, if I want to get to lift 20 kilograms of weight, I'm not just going to jump on 20 kilograms, right? First week, I'm going to start on 5, 3 times a week. Second week, I'm going to start at 10, 3 times a week. And by the end of the month, I'm going to be able to lift 20 like it's nothing. That's consistency. And how people don't have. They don't have a plan and they don't implement consistently. You consistently hit your goals every week that you should do. By the end of the year, you will hit your goal. It's that simple.
Exactly.
And you already know the person to be to hit that goal. So now we've calibrated your life. That's stage B, right? So second stage. The third stage is now we need results. We've got the plan. We've got the goals. You're the man for it, woman for it. You now know who you are. You now know why you're in your comfort zone. You now know why things stop you. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get some results. So now we take action. We take action. And taking action involves 3 things, okay? It involves discipline, it involves habits, and it involves rituals. Those 3 things we must get in cohesion with who you are. And it all starts from intention. Intention. And intention can only be achieved if you follow through with what you freaking say. If you say, today, I'm going to do 50 push-ups, you do 50 push-ups over that day. There is no excuse. Don't ever say to yourself, I'm going to do something and don't do it, because you're proving to yourself that you cannot achieve what you say. You have no integrity with yourself. So therefore, the universe will give you nothing because you don't even have the integrity to do as you say. And that's what we have to do when it comes to results. Because if you say, I'm going to go, today I'm going to go to the gym, today I'm going to have a cold shower, do not even open your goddamn mouth and tell yourself and the universe you're going to do something and you fail straight away. You will never be successful. You'll never have what you want. So taking action is all about integrity and intention. So we match your intentions with your words. So I show them how to get it. I call it the go words. So example, I teach them small things to train their body and their minds to be in cohesion. So one exercise I do is a cold shower exercise, right? I don't care who you are, you're gonna take 2 cold showers every week. I don't care when you do it, but you're gonna practice. First week, 2 cold showers. Second week, 3 cold showers until you get to the point. What you do is you go to that shower and you do it in steps. No hesitation, no thinking. Walk to the shower, turn it on, count to 3, say go, and walk in. Don't hesitate, don't think about it, because the moment you do that is when you lose. Because you're not in cohesion. Your body needs to do what you tell it to do. Your mind needs to get your body in gear. That is intention. And that's the most powerful tool to success that exists.
100%.
Right? No. So step 7. Go on. Any questions before I continue the rest?
No, go on, man. Go on. I'm just agreeing.
All right. So this is my main program. There's a few other things that I do. And then what we do is with step 8, now you have intention, now you have integrity. You do what you want. You say what you do and you do what you say. That includes your life. You tell your friends, hey, I'll meet you on Friday at 10 o'clock. I'll meet you Friday at 10 o'clock, unless I have a natural disaster. That makes you a better person. It makes you have less drama in your life, and it brings consistency and certainty to your life. Because if you say you're going to do something, you know with no doubt you can do it. That's certainty, man. Right? And also people know your words now match you. You're now a person of integrity. But there's a problem. Life happens, right? Life happens. You know, there's only so much you can control and do. So what we now need to do is manage your time, because life happens. How can you now manage your time? Now you're a person of integrity, a person who achieves, but you might have school, you might have family, you might have a partner, you might have a business to run. How do you manage your time effectively so you can continue to have the results that you're having? I got a couple of techniques which I have myself that I take them through to show them how to manage their time, how to calculate their worth. So I show them a tool to calculate their minute worth. I do it myself. I'm like, how much is a minute of my time? How much is, I know how much a minute of my time is, an hour of my time is, a day of my time, a year. I know how much my time is worth. So when I look at my things to do, I'm like, God damn, I'm losing a lot of money right now. I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
You have that money. But that's my mentality. So that will help you manage your time. So I've got a few of the tools to do that. And next, what we do is, once you can manage your time, you have integrity, and now they keep them on momentum, because we have a year to achieve the goals. So how do you maintain momentum? How do you stay disciplined? How do you make sure you overcome procrastination? And then how do you fit in the new life you now built for yourself over the last 3 months? How do you maintain that and make sure that you're building up towards a success? And that's the main program.
Love it.
How do you feel about that, man?
Love it, man. It's kind of like, a lot of people always talk about the macro, but you broken it down right to the micro. And what I love too is you didn't hold back on anything. You're just like, no, this is the way I go about it. This is the way I break it down. And this is why it makes sense to me, you know, because I'm listening to all that. I'm like, it makes perfect sense. However, getting people to actually do that, you know, and as a trainer and somebody that works with people that, you know, want to get in shape, I'll tell you that all the time. It's like, bro, I could give you all the steps. However, if the integrity is not there and the integrity is lacking with yourself, I know for a fact that when I'm done giving you this wicked plan, all the information, all the knowledge that you need to grow or to lose weight or whatever the case may be, I know you're going to come back to me in 3 months because you haven't gone anywhere.
Bro, that's exactly what happens, man. Like I said, you can give what they say, you give the fisherman a rod and the tool, but if he doesn't go fishing, then what? You know,
exactly.
If it's rain outside, you want to catch a fish, then what? You can only help people so far. But this is what I love about my culture, is that even though when I do a YouTube video, people come back to me, like, Kimron, I want to let you know, like, you know, you have no idea how much you've helped me. I've never seen this guy in my life. To me, it just makes my day. And when I hear people, even the guys that I coach a couple of women as well, for business side, I also do business as well. Here's what happens. So when I go through this first program, people, they come out thinking, shit, man, I'm living a mediocre life. Like, I have these goals, but actually I can achieve more. So most of the people that I've put through this program have said, you know what, I want to start my own business. So there's one guy helping sides on YouTube, a woman is doing retreats. So everyone now realizes, actually, I can achieve a lot more. So I put them onto a different program. That's what happens. Once you realize, right, what you can achieve, they will do it. But again, it's about integrity. And you have to put people through a mindset shift, and you have to see the results before they can have that limiting belief removed. Because the whole construct of the world is you are limited to your belief, and your belief is limited to you. So therefore, the limiting factor to everyone is you. If you fix you, fix the gap and the limits you have in your mind, everything is possible with consistent effort. Everything is possible. I'm living proof of that. There's so many success stories of people who come from nothing and to achieve something. But everyone thinks success equals money. Nothing equals money. You know? Oh, but I don't want to be rich. Okay, don't be rich then, bro. Well, guess what? At least be happy.
Exactly.
Right? Rich people are not happy.
Exactly.
Right? Be happy, be fulfilled. I don't need millions in the bank, man. What I need to know is I can wake up in the morning and be like, God damn it, this is my life. Yes.
Wake up with a smile on your face.
That's it. This is why I do what I do, dude. This is why I do what I do, because I think there's no one that I'm seeing out there that's telling people how to really change their lives.
Yeah.
Right? And showing them how to live authentically and forget the BS of the world and really go after who you are. Focusing is in the manosphere. Are you aware of the red pill and MGTOW?
Huh?
Are you aware of them? Red pill? Yeah. So they're my biggest adversaries. Because I think they're both toxic men. Yeah, they're both toxic.
The red pill guys. Yeah. The thing is, I listen to some things that they might say, but then like I was listening to one dude talk about that, the whole red pill kind of movement with men. It's like, yeah, all women. I'm like, bro, no. I'm like, there's certain things that I'm like, okay, you know, I'll take certain things into consideration. But at the same time, like it doesn't vibe with who I really am. Like I think maybe I'm red pilled on certain things. However, when it comes to like relationships and that, I'm like, I don't really vibe with that because I'm like, I'm happily married. I got my 2 kids. And you know, I don't it's almost like asserting this alpha male dominance that for me isn't the be all end all. I'm all about like, let's meet in the middle and talk about balance. It's not about being one extreme or the other. And I think that's kind of what's going on in the world too. It's like we got these two extreme sides always fighting against each other. And it's always like they're pitted against each other. I'm like, no, let's meet in the middle, talk about balance and learn how to, you know, progress just overall, everybody in the same boat, you know, going back to that whole self-centered kind of narrative that we were talking about at the beginning, right? Everybody just me. But I'm like, well, what about us? You know, what about me and my wife? You know, what about happy family? What about that?
They don't talk about it. They go up against me quite a lot because they don't like what I say. Because I'm like, stop focusing, because the whole community just focuses on women. Women are bad. Don't go with a single mother. Women will just use you. Women are hypergamous. It's like, great. So what?
Yeah.
Right? If you choose to go with someone that is like that, that's up to you. But it shouldn't affect who you are. You need to make a better choice then. It's not about worrying what keeps her ahead. What's stopping you from being a better man?
Exactly.
Right? There's a man who dated a narcissist, a woman that monkey branches. If you're aware she does that, so what? If you're not a simp, then so what? You have to be in your full masculine. You have to be on your purpose. You have to be going after what you want, not simping to people who don't deserve it. And the whole problem goes away. Who cares if she's a gold digger? Who cares?
They're not going anywhere.
It's not going to change. So talking about it is not going to make it go away. Instead, we should be talking about what makes us better men.
Exactly. I agree with you because that's the one thing that I was like, I kind of started following, like reading up on it. But I'm like, yo, what's the deal with just the constant hatred on women? I'm like, you know, I mean, for me, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense anyways, because I'm married, man. I've been married for a while, right? And I'm good and I'm happy. And like you were talking about before, you know, success is more the happiness, the joy that you kind of feel every day. And I share that with my wife. I'm very happy with my wife, you know? And then I read these comments on Red Pill where it's like, yeah, make sure you get prenup, this, that. I'm like, it just sounds like a bunch of bitter dudes who don't know how to, you know, make a marriage work. And I'm like, you know what? The one thing that you said that was golden right there too. It's like, work on yourself, dog. You know, like forget her, forget him, forget anybody else, you know, just focus on you and who you are. And then good things will just kind of gravitate towards you because that's kind of my philosophy. Because you see people all the time. It's like, and you wonder about these people. It's like, yo, you notice that dude always has a negative vibe about him, and there's always negative things happening to this guy. And whatever he goes or wherever he goes, it just all goes wrong. I'm like, maybe there's something wrong with dude and not the whole world against the guy, right? Like you were talking about earlier in your story too. And I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. If you change your mindset, all of a sudden good things and opportunities will start opening up. It seems like magic, but it's not.
It's the thing, it's that belief, you know, it's just that belief. I believed for a very long time that I wouldn't be able to achieve anything in life. And my life would be terrible. And things only changed when I had the biggest lesson of failures, really broken relationships, and being broke. You know, I realized that this isn't life. This is life, and I can do something about it if I choose to. If I choose to focus on me being a victim, I'll stay one. Right? I'll stay one. Right? The world's racist. No one likes me because I'm black. I'm 6'2". I'm built, so people are gonna be, oh my God, he's an aggressive black man. You know, come and get my purse. He's gonna rob me or sell me drugs. Funny story. And my girlfriend, when she first heard the story, she didn't believe me, but it happened, right? So in Indonesia, I'm 6'2", right? Everyone's quite short here. They're like, average height is like 5'2", or you just said to me, I'm 190 centimeters, and they're very short here. So they always say when you're a black guy, they say one thing. They always ask you, are you a rapper or a basketball player? Always ask you that. Always. No,
every single one.
Everyone you meet thinks because you're black, you're a rapper or basketball player. She didn't believe it. When it happened, it happened. And someone goes, are you a rapper, basketball player? I say, you know what? I rap while I play basketball. I just say that now. I rap while I play basketball because they think, so they stereotype me. And I'm like, you know what? Fair dues, because they haven't even shown that we don't do much, right? We rap when we play basketball because we're not intellectual. We're not business people. We're not seen as valuable. We're just there to entertain.
Yeah. But that's kind of that stereotype kind of just, it's everywhere. And it's weird too, because like, it doesn't matter where you go. It's like certain stereotypes, and you'll watch TV and it's almost like, oh, here, look at the way they portray certain people. Right. But then you'll see, like a white person, he can be a lawyer, he can be this, he can be that. And it's different, right? It's not like they're all the same. And you don't have that mindset yet. With certain ethnic groups, it's just like, no, drug dealer, this one convict, athlete.
They don't show us any positive light. The only one that does is black movies. Black movies show, Morris Chestnut's movies. Those movies show us as distinguished men. But even if you try to be distinguished as a man, it's very difficult because then we lose our essence. So I think the guys who are very successful, have successful corporate lives, they're not themselves. They put on I call it their white face. They put on their white face when they go through places. Don't be like, what are you saying, man? How you doing? Wagwan, as we do in London. What did you say? I had friends.
I don't understand what you said.
I have friends, Kanada, that told me I speak white. They actually told me, bro, why are you speaking white for? I'm like, you dumbass. White's not a language. Like, what do you mean I'm speaking white? Right? Because I speak properly. I don't speak with slang, right? I don't speak like, you get me, no bro. Like, get me, man. I don't speak like that because it's done. I don't need to. You see what I mean? And then the white people think I still speak too black. It's just like, you know what? Fuck you guys, man. I couldn't give a shit, right? I speak as I speak, and that's just what it is. So take it or leave it. I don't care. That's why I'm now with people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I like chopping it up with you, man. That was fantastic, bro. I really enjoyed this session.
Yeah, no, man. Me too, man. I just feel like I said, I've been following you for a while and just feel like that vibe, man. It's a cool vibe,
Appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that because I just show authenticness. I was trying to show people that you can be yourself and be happy being yourself, but finding your purpose gives you that freedom.
100%.
Once you find your purpose, you're fulfilled. I think the only thing you need in life is fulfillment. I don't think happiness comes from being fulfilled. But I think if we're not fulfilled in what we're doing, we're all going to live a miserable life. We'll have miserable relationships, miserable communities, miserable thinking. Everything around us will be miserable. We live in a dark cloud of depression.
100%.
When you're fulfilled, everything's lifted. You do what you love, always. Like, there's nothing better than that. Nothing.
Not at all, man. And with those beautiful closing words, that's all for today's episode on the Masculine Health Solutions podcast, baby. Kimron, anything else you want to say, brother?
If people want to follow me, I'm going to plug this. Just Kimron Gilbert everywhere. Just type in Kimron Gilbert. I'm on YouTube, Instagram. I don't use Instagram that much. I'm trying to. But you can definitely follow me on YouTube, where I give a lot of advice on my videos and stuff. But yeah, man, I would love to hear from people who have stories similar to mine. And if they have followed me before or heard about me before, it'd be interesting to hear how I've helped them or not how I've helped them. And I would love to speak to more people, on my own channel and stuff. And I know I'm gonna have you on my podcast pretty shortly, man. Well.
Yeah, for sure.
So for my passing words, I just want to say, just remember that it's best to focus. Best to focus what's keeping you behind rather than worrying what's keeping other people ahead. It doesn't matter what keeps people ahead. It's not going to change your life. So instead of worrying about someone else's success, worry with yourself about why you're not successful in what you want. But we need to define, before you try to go after success, we need to define what success is and understand the gap between who you are and where you want to go. That's the gap you need to work on. not who you are or where you want to go, but the gap in the middle. That's the change that needs to occur. Work on that slowly, consistently, with discipline and a plan, and you will achieve the fulfillment that you want, which equal the joy and happiness that you then get as a result of feeling fulfilled. That's my words.
That's truth right there, man. On that note, until next time, guys, and I'll make sure I got all the links in the description below. All right. Talk to you guys later.